Hey guys, me again. I should make this discussion time video on a game show that I think deserves a reboot, that being the Singing Bee. The show originally started on NBC back in 2007 and ended in 2007, but the reboot that aired on CMT aired in 2009 to 2012. The original series with Joey Fatone aired on NBC, also reran on the Bravo channel for a while, which started in July 10th in 2007 and ended in December 28th the same year. The Melissa Peterman variation started on June 16, 2009 and ended on July 23, 2012. Both shows are similar in their own way. The only major difference is on the NBC variation, they had most varieties of different songs, while on the CMT version, they mostly focus on country-related songs, but then again, CMT is mostly known for country, so what can you expect from that? And to be fair, Melissa Peterman is a decent host, but Joey Fatone's not a bad host either, so if you were to ask me who's the better host, I don't really care. They were both great hosts. And if this show were to get rebooted, I think they should both host the show. As for the group and stuff, well, I'll probably make a survey underneath and ask who would you prefer. The NBC variation, we had Ray Chu and the Groove, along with the Honeybees, while the CMT version had Steve Dorif and the Beehive. And they were the ones who basically sung the songs, played the instruments and stuff. And when the show starts, the host will randomly pick 6 people out of the audience on both versions. And then they sing the words to the song, and then the host will say, "Get on up there, you're ready to play the Singing Bee." Then they start the theme song. On the NBC and Channel 9 variation, because the people in Australia on Channel 9, their variation of the Singing Bee is very similar to the NBC variation. In fact, both were hosted by Joey Fatone, except for the celebrity variation, which was hosted by some person who I do not know the name and I don't care, but I'll probably edit in the video what his name was. They prefer Joey Fatone from what I've heard and read. The theme songs of both variations are different. I don't know the name of the NBC theme song. I know the words are "Take a chance, move along, everybody sing." If anyone knows the name of that theme song, please let me know in the comments. I do know the CMT version is "There's a Party Going On," because at least that had a full theme song available to listen here on YouTube. I've actually listened to the full theme song. It's really catchy. Both theme songs are really catchy as well. In round 1, they start with 6 contestants, and only 4 of them move on to round 2. They start off by having the band perform a song. The host will give them the year, the artist, and the name of the song. The band will play some of the song, and then when they stop, the contestant has to finish part of the song. If they're correct, they move on to round 2. That's for both variations of the show. If they have at least one word wrong, then the next player will step in and have a chance to sing the right lyrics. For example, if the song was "Whip It," the band will sing "Crack That Whip, Give the Past a Slip, Step on a Crack." The right lyrics would be "Break Your Old Mama's Back." And if you say the right lyrics, you move on to the next round. But if you say at least one word wrong, if you say "mother" instead of "mama," they'll count it as wrong, and they have to move on to the next player, and they have a chance to sing the right lyrics. If all 6 of them end up singing the wrong lyrics, they will move on to another song, hopefully one that's much easier for at least one of them. But if they guess correctly with the lyrics, they play another song afterwards until they have the 4 spots filled in. As for the 2 who do not make it, they're out of the game. And depending on which variation you watch, whether it be the Joey Fatone or the Melissa Peterman variation, I will tell you the round 2 variation with Melissa Peterman's version of the Singing Bee is better than Joey Fatone's variation. Here's why. On Joey Fatone's variation in round 2, they split the 4 players into 2 people going against each other. And they play a game, whoever does the better job at that game moves on to the next round. And whoever doesn't is eliminated right away. In Melissa Peterman's variation, they play the same games that I'm going to mention, but they did it much better on the Peterman variation. They have a scoring system, which I think is a nice addition. And after the several games that I'm going to mention, the two players who have the highest score will move on to the third and final round. Now, the games that they play on the singing bee, on Joey Fatone's variation, they call it scrambled lyrics, but on Melissa Peterman's variation, they call it random shuffle. The band will play a song, they'll start singing, some words will appear up on the screen, that will be scrambled up. Your job is to unscramble them and put them in the right order. If you do so successfully on Fatone's version, you have a step closer to the next round. But on Peterman's version, you earn points to your score, which is worth 5 points if I'm not mistaken. Each time they successfully complete a challenge in Peterman's variation, you get 5 points. Then there's karaoke challenge, which is in both variations. In Fatone's variation, the right lyrics that you fill in light up gold and yellow. But on Peterman's version, they light up green, which I think is better because it lets the viewers know that they sing the lyrics right. Having them light up gold can be confusing to some people, even though you hear a ding to say that's correct. And of course, in both variations, if you don't fill in the blank, or if you say the wrong lyric, the word would light up red. Each correct lyric will get you a point. In Peterman's variation, it's doubled to 2 points per correct lyric. Karaoke challenge is one of my favorite challenges next to scramble lyrics, aka random shuffle. Then there's blind start, where the band will play the first several notes to a song, and then the contestant has to sing the lyrics to the start of the song. If they're successful, they either move on to the next round or add points to their score, depending on which variation of the show you watch. And then there's playlist, which I think was only on Fatone's variation. They are given 6 categories of the song, which all have comical titles, and whichever 2 contestants have the most points after the 6 songs, they move on to the next round. I'm not sure if that was on Melissa Peterman's variation, but I do know this game was on Peterman's variation, and that is called Singin' with the Enemy, which I think is a brilliant game as well. The band will play part of a popular song. Each of the contestants, therefore, will be teamed up with another player, and their job is to work as a team. The first player will sing some lyrics. They sing it correctly. The band will sing those lyrics, and then continue with the song. If they miss it, or if they sing the wrong lyrics, the band will sing the correct lyrics, and then continue on. They do this 6 times. Each player has 3 chances, and each correct one is worth 5 points. So they have a chance at 15 points in that game. And then afterwards, in Fatone's or Peterman's variation, the 2 players who did the best in the game they were playing, or the one with the highest points, depending on which version you watch, move on to the chorus showdown, which is round 3. But here's how it works. On the Fatone variation, they are randomly picked in order, and then the host will mention the song, the date, and the artist. The band will play part of the song, and then the contestant will have to sing the chorus. And if they sing it correctly, all the lyrics, they are one step closer to the grand prize. If they sing at least one lyric wrong, the other player will have a chance to move on. In Peterman's variation, the one player who had the higher score is given the category of the artist and the year, and then that player has to decide if they want to play the song or pass it to the other person. And depending on what they choose, then the host will tell them the name of the song, and then they have to fill in the chorus. If both players are successful, or if both players fail at their songs, here's where the tiebreaker situation comes in. The crew will tandem buzzers. The host will give them a year, and the artist, they buzz in, and then that player has to decide if they want to play the song or pass it. How does that work? That player, whether they play or pass, has to sing in the missing lyrics to the song, just like in round one. It will determine who moves on to the bonus round, known as the final countdown. If they sing all the lyrics correct, they move on to the bonus round. But if they have at least one lyric wrong, the other player wins by default. And then we get to the final countdown. You're presented with 7 songs. Your job is to get 5 out of the 7 correctly. If you get 2 of them messed up, that's okay. You can still play for the grand prize. In the NBC variation, each correct song sung correctly will get you $5,000. But in the Peterman variation, it's reduced down to $500. If you successfully play the game perfectly, let's say you get 5 out of 7 in both variations, the grand prize in the Joey Fatone variation, depending on which season and run, is either $50,000 or $100,000. On Melissa Peterman's variation, it's $10,000. But if you have gotten 3 strikes and made 3 mistakes, then you win whatever you've won to that point. So let's say in Fatone's variation, you only got 4 out of 5 songs. You basically get $20,000, which is not a bad payday's worth. On Peterman's variation, if you are in the same position, you only get $2,000, which is still not a bad payday's worth. Most of the variations I've seen are good in their own way. If the Singing Bee ever gets brought back, I hope they combine the best of 2 variations. Have the scoring concept from TNT's version, but have the many variations of music from the Joey Fatone variation. As for theme song, I'm not sure which would be better between Take a Chance or There's a Party Going On. I'll let you guys vote in the comments and decide on that. That's all I have to say for this video. This is GameMimi25 saying, sorry that this discussion time video was long, but I wanted to talk about a show that deserves a reboot. Also, another thing, if you want to see the logo from the CNT variation, this is what it looks like. And this is the NBC variation. So that's all I want to share with you for this video, so thanks for watching.